Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Joey Galvez, one half of your host of Explain Yourself, and I want to let you guys know about a really cool book from our friend of the show, Eli Shockey. This one is called The Greylock, and it's a story where magic is a commodity. Potions are sold at corner stores. Orcs and dwarves earn a living in cubicles, not on the battlefields. But there are those who resist the house's magic's laws. Branded a criminal and forced to live as a wand for hire, there is a spell slinger they call the Greylock. Check this one out. You guys can pre-order issue 3 right now with code JAN241939, and make sure you guys are heading over to your favorite LCS and letting them know that you want Greylock number 3, and maybe pick up the first 2 issues. You could do that at the Scout web store. So make sure you guys are grabbing the Greylock number 3, JAN241939 at previewsworld.com.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, via Zoom
is Matthew, our man, Haas.
You are the man of the hour.
Yep.
The one, the only. Matthew, our man, Haas.
I like that, actually. Our man, yeah.
So, yeah, today on the show, we are covering the September 14th, 2021 episode of Stargirl. And this is episode 6 of season 2, entitled Summer School Chapter 6. It was directed by Walter Carlos Garcia and written by Paul Stevenbergen. I don't know. Anyway, so what'd you think of this episode, Matt?
Oh man, I was floored. This was a great episode.
Yeah, this is my favorite so far, I think.
Yeah, it's the last 2 episodes have just been like super intense. Eclipso's gaining more power. He's wreaking havoc around the town, causing the weather to have strange patterns, taking over a person's body at one point.
Yeah.
It's they're really going in on the horror aspects, because Eclipso is basically that kind of a character. He's evil incarnate. I did some reading from the comic books about him, by the way. So, I guess according to the lore, Eclipso is actually, his origin story is that he was the spirit of the wrath of God, right? So he was basically meant to punish evil, but then he got a taste for it, so he started actually corrupting people to do evil so he could then punish them. And God was like, no, you can't do that. And then that's how he got his power, and then he just became more and more evil. I mean, there's probably different like versions of that, like, because I know like comic books have like 75 different story. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so he's kind of like a Satan sort of character in certain ways, but not fully. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
but then he got a taste for evil himself, and he wanted to corrupt people, so then he could like almost like smell the evil off them, and then he could sort of like ingest that, and then he could like just become more and more entrenched, into that. So that's the kind of character he is. So they're really going all in on
have you ever been
the horror aspect.
Have you ever been like really hungry and nothing seems to satisfy you?
Yeah.
Maybe that's evil we've been craving that we want to eat.
Maybe. Like tonight, actually, I had a really stupid dinner tonight. Like, I mean, I was like, I ate it, and I'm like, okay, just sustain me, but I didn't really enjoy this. Like,
yeah. Like the other day, I was sitting here, I was like, I'll try a cookie. No, that doesn't satisfy me. Maybe I'll make some pizza rolls. No, that doesn't satisfy me. Nothing did.
Right.
I was still just feeling hungry, even though I was full. It was just weird.
That's what it is, because you eat something that you don't like, and that's a very privileged, thing to have, is to be able to actually care about what you eat. You know what I mean? Like, otherwise it's like, just give me whatever you got. I'm starving. Like,
yeah,
a bowl of chicken broth or whatever.
Yeah,
for protein and all that stuff. But
with a side of evil.
With the side, yeah. So Eclipso, he's basically at a buffet where he doesn't really like what he's eating. He just eats it anyway, hoping that he's going to get something that he likes finally.
No, okay.
That's what it is. It's evil buffet, or Eclipso's buffet.
Eclipso's buffet. That's my new band name.
Yes, they're going to open up for, was it Mushroom John or
and Gator Smoke, and
I'm still working on some Gator Smoke songs.
I'm still working on the logo, folks. Don't worry, we'll get it out there eventually. So just been busy and forgetful. Anyway, so so in this episode here, Matt, we have a situation where Beth is still struggling to get her parents to talk to each other. And while this happens, she is talking on the phone, trying to get a hold of Rick to talk things out, and a baseball comes flying at her phone and knocks it out of her hand. And then we see that it was Artemis that threw it. And so she's being threatened by her. While Yolanda's working at the diner and has an issue with one of the patrons there, who is upset because the steak wasn't cooked the way he wanted or something.
Yeah.
And so she is told by her coworker, remember to smile, and you'll get tips and blah blah blah, and then said that she would take care of the disgruntled asshole who blew up at her. And so she goes to wait on somebody else, and it's Isaac sitting there by himself in a booth. And Isaac basically tells her that he knows what her and her friends did to his parents and blah blah blah, and threatens her.
After. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I would say that's after he's like sexually harassed her.
Yeah.
Guy's a creep.
What did he say? What did he say? Sexually harassing? Oh yeah, he was talking. Oh yeah, he talked about the fact that he's like, I've seen the pictures. Yeah. Because
she took a nude, not even a semi-nude photograph of herself for her then boyfriend.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was, forgot his name, Henry, and then Cindy Berman
blasted
got a hold of it.
Yeah.
She got a hold of it and then sent it to the entire school.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows that people have seen the pictures, but it's still creepy to be like, I saw those photos you took. It's like,
I saw the pictures.
like, dude, like, yeah.
It's creepy. Anyway, so,
it is.
So, then we cut to, Courtney and Pat are, cleaning up, Blue Valley High after the incidents of last week. And, while there, Cameron's there too. He visits and was wondering what they're doing, and is asking about about Paul and what happened to him, the art teacher, and finds out that he's in an insane asylum or whatever, psychiatric hospital, whatever you want to call them. Anyways, while they're there, they're looking through stuff, and they find a painting of Cindy Berman, where she's holding the Black Diamond of Eclipso. Which is, that's the way you got to find clues, I think all clues in TV shows should be on paintings.
Just a big old painting, yeah.
Yep.
Of a former student that isn't even supposed to, be in town anymore.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be in France on like a scholarship or something like that, and then the diamond. Everything's about that damn diamond. That dang diamond.
That dang diamond. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right. Mm-hmm. That diamond there. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, anyways, they decide to they decide to leave because they figure out what's going on, that they need to try to figure things out. So Pat and Courtney say that they're going to meet up at the pit stop, and so Pat goes there, where he is ceremonially attacked by Isaac and Artemis, and then they destroy Stripe.
Yep.
While this is going on, Mike is at the junkyard looking for some things to, help and maybe build something for Stripe to help the team out and everything. And while there, Cindy ends up abducting him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she really didn't want him for the team.
I don't buy that. Okay, I know that's what she said, and I wanted this. As soon as I saw that, I was thinking, I'm like, I got to talk about this with Mike, because I don't buy that whatsoever. But yes, go on. What she said, yeah.
Yeah, she said she didn't want him from the team. That he's not good enough. Basically, that he's useless like his dad. Yeah. Which you want to hear? Not really. No. Yeah.
Yeah, she basically wanted him as bait. But the reason why I don't believe that is because you remember when Eclipso said, look at the wall and see the wall or whatever, and it shows the new ISA or the Injustice Unlimited, and then Mike is standing there with all of the other team members as if he's one of, and he looked like his face doesn't look like someone who's being held camp. Like he looks like he's a member of the team.
Yeah.
So if that's what she saw, and that's supposed to be like what your fantasy basically, like maybe not fantasy as in what Blit happens.
It could be some kind of foreshadowing to what's going to happen or something. So we'll see.
Maybe, but that's what I was wondering. I'm like, no, that's not what the wall painting looked like. He looked like he was an actual member of the team. Not I'm going to hold this kid hostage so I can lure Courtney and Pat to. It's
yet another painting in the show with a with a clue.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, so she abducts Mike and uses him as bait to get Courtney to meet at the high school cafeteria. Pat is in the hospital, which sucks, because he got beat up pretty bad and has a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
And is in is knocked out basically. So Courtney is basically worried that she can't defeat Cindy without Pat's help. Barbara tells her that she can do it and that she needs to go save her brother. Which I always find cool because they're not really brother and sister, they're stepbrother and sister, and I like when in shows they consider each other brother and sister when they're not, blood related. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, they are family. It's, it at a certain point, if the bonds, are strong enough, it doesn't really matter. Which is nice because in the first season, they were kind of like just getting used to being around each other and kind of sharing space, with each other. And sharing parents with each other as well, like attention-wise,
Yeah.
It was interesting because it was like both Pat and Barbara were like almost like subconsciously like trying to like make sure they were paying enough attention to like the child that wasn't biologically theirs.
Yeah.
Because Pat, obviously, because it was Stargirl, so he was like always hanging out with Courtney. But Barbara was always spending time with Michael a lot.
Yeah.
She went to his like science fair when no one else did, which that was a really touching moment. And like,
So, we have after Courtney leaves, Barbara contacts using her business card with a burned-in phone number. She contacts the Shade to basically tell him that that Cindy is in possession of Eclipso. So, yeah. And he shows up and she tells him that. And, so the JSA go to the school cafeteria and they, fight Cindy and her team in like a really kick-ass fight scene that brought up a lot of questions to me.
The fight scene itself, you mean?
It brought up a lot of questions to me about the school. Are there no security cameras or any kind of...
oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, this school is like a really... Like, basically, this is like what you would consider like a libertarian school. There's like no rules, apparently. Like, yeah, there's no guards. They just let anyone work there, apparently.
And anybody can just walk in the school at any time of day.
I mean, think about it. They have... the principal was the fiddler. They built an underground lair that connects directly from the school into Cindy Berman's house.
Yeah.
So technically, Cindy Berman could just show up to school from her own house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. And then the custodian / janitor was Shining Knight, which was literally a knight from like the Knights of like the Round Table.
But even, I mean, just even like if you disregard all that, it's just like, where's this fucking security?
Yeah, and it didn't even look like they like beat him up or killed him either. There's no one there. Yeah, that school is, I don't know, that school's weird.
Yeah.
They gotta really look into that.
But I mean, I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know if like schools have a security guard all night usually or what. I'm not sure how that works.
Well, they'll probably have someone on at least close enough to the school that they can get there if,
But I guess there has to be somebody has to see the issue going on and report it to somebody. I don't know.
Probably. Who knows? This is Blue Valley. Anything, I guess, is possible in Blue Valley, including lax security. So,
if you work at a high school or anything and you're listening to this, please message me at mike@cullenpark.com and let me know how the security works at your school. Because I'm just trying to figure this out, especially if you're like in a smaller town. Do you want to take a quick break here, Matt, and then we'll come back and talk about the rest of this episode?
So we'll research high school security.
Maybe. We'll be right back.
That won't be suspicious on like a Google search. Like high school security systems.
Yeah, I really don't want the FBI knocking on my door anytime soon or anything. So, or the local police.
By the way, my next search is like chemical warfare, or
And then it's like, what is iCarly about? No, I'm joking. So it's just
what the hell?
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
We'll be right back, folks.
What is Gen X? What is the silent generation? What do generations have in common? Hi, I'm Trish the Dish from the Gen X Voice podcast, and I invite you to listen to conversations I have with folks from different generations, backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences in an attempt to see what connects rather than divides us. Even though Gen X has been called slackers, Karens, or not mentioned at all in some cases, we are the bridge generation, so I feel compelled to do my part to destroy ageism by bringing all these voices together. And, as a bonus, each guest gets to answer some 80s questions at the end of each show. So download and listen to Gen X Voice today on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And let's see how much we have in common after all.
Hi, this is Catherine, host of a new fashion podcast, The Real Fashion School Dropout. Join me as I interview guests every week in the fashion and beauty space, and we gossip on all things fashion and beauty, and even get into some personal stories of their journey in the industry. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Hope to see you there.
And we are back. So during the break, I was researching mustard gas, like you said, and then puppies, and that's not suspicious at all.
Wow. We got to do some testing of our products. Whoa.
I wasn't looking up either one of those things, so
Yeah. Neither was I.
But I think it'd be interesting. It's interesting because like I do some weird research. Like I'm writing a horror film right now, and I've done some research on different things about murder, and about the specific topic that I don't want to reveal about my script right now too. So it's just going to be really weird if somebody looks at my history and they try to.
Well, I read somewhere once about that where. They said that actually like the most suspicious like search engine things are not like what you would like assume, like murder. Like a lot of them are like very, very specific chemicals that like regular people wouldn't know about. you know? Like,
I'm just
wait
saying,
a minute, is this guy trying to make napalm?
But I mean, like writers like of novels and screenplays and TV shows and stuff, it's got to be really interesting to look at their search history. Like if you're writing for the TV show Criminal Minds or NCIS or something like that, and you're trying to figure out different ways to kill people in this show, it's got to be.
How do you get away with murder? I mean, there's actually a TV show.
Oh yeah, How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah,
and it's like, if I want to dissolve the body, do I use this kind of acid? FBI knocks. We want to talk to you. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm just doing some research, bro.
It's just like, okay, why were you trying to figure this out? Well, I work for CBS. Oh, okay, we're good. Wait.
Oh, we're good. You're right. I see a tub though right there. Oh yeah, that's unrelated.
Your neighbor's been missing for 3 days.
Oh, that asshole! I mean, he's a good guy. I don't want to Breaking Bad the situation. Wait, what's that? Oh, nothing.
So, back to the show here.
Yeah.
The JSA are fighting in the cafeteria with the Injustice folks, and that's what they should call themselves.
The Injustice folks.
Yes. Injustice Unlimited or whatever it is. While this is happening, Beth ends up freeing Mike, who at first says, "Took you long enough."
Yeah, I know.
Like, fuck you, Mike. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Mike. Piece of shit. Sorry.
Be grateful she thought about you. Like, what the?
Yeah, I know, man. God. No wonder why you're not part of the team. Oh, no.
They end up like the Shade shows up and intervenes when Cindy's attempting to use the finally attempts to use Eclipso, which I'm like, why didn't she use it earlier? But anyways,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just like, you're an idiot. The Shade intervenes, but Courtney accidentally breaks the black diamond and frees Eclipso from his imprisonment inside the diamond.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Eclipso comes out looking like a weird version of the Green Goblin or something, and
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know it's pretty comic book accurate, but I'm just like,
he did. He looked like the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
I was wondering what he looked like.
Yeah.
You could tell he's purple though.
he's like the dollar store Green Goblin, and I mean, no offense to it, it's just like,
he looked absolutely disgusting.
yeah.
And that's the weird thing about that. Every other character so far has looked really cool. He just looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, he uses a diamond shard to absorb Cindy.
Oh God.
And then she's being pulled down into this like hole in the ground, and Courtney tries to save her and can't. And then he consumes Isaac as well.
No, he kills Isaac.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
and then
I was getting used to him being a character, and
then while doing it, he injures Rick. He disables the cosmic staff, and Shade and Artemis both flee before doing the same. Before having the same done to them.
Right? Yeah, he's running away. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Artemis has been part of the team for what, like 2 days?
Yeah.
You don't really have that much loyalty.
Yeah.
To a team where you're like the only surviving member. Hopefully, they're not really dead, because like Isaac, like they've been setting him up as a villain for since the last episode of season 1.
Yeah, and they give him like one big fight scene and that's it.
I really hope. I don't know, because they've done that before. I mean, his mom, she only got to be like in one episode where she got to actually really show off her powers, and then she was killed by Artemis's mom, Tigress. So that family just doesn't have any good luck, I guess. But
yeah, it's hard to say what's going on. I mean, I hope that they're not dead. I actually, after I watched the episode the other day, I then had a dream about them not being dead and being in this weird place.
Wow.
It was strange. It was an interesting dream, like where I got sucked into the same place as them, and they were all down there in this place, like in some kind of dungeon sort of thing, being held.
See, that's why I wonder if he's like got these people in if he can't really necessarily like
if you defeat him, will all of the souls that he absorbed come back out?
See, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen. I hope so, because it just does seem kind of like he doesn't seem like he's all powerful. So I wonder if he's just essentially imprisoning these people and using their souls. Not so much that he owns them, but he just is in possession of them, right? So they still need to technically be alive in order for him to just use that power. Hopefully, because I got a thing with movie, when someone's in quicksand, that, I don't know what it is, that thing always makes me feel horrible when someone's pulling someone up trying to I don't know what it is, but that particular type of death in a movie or show has always it made me feel really bad for the person.
Reminds me of John Mulaney's joke where he says that as a kid I thought as an adult I'd be a lot more worried about quicksand.
Exactly.
Because all the cartoons and TV shows you watch as a kid, everybody's
cartoons, movie. Well, that's the other thing too. I thought my mom, she said that when she was a kid, her neighbor, well, not her neighbor, she kind of lived a few streets down, but because there used to be some woods area, like down the street, and like people, like the kids would just like walk through the woods, like exploring, the area or whatever. But like sometimes, like if you went far enough down the woods, it would actually technically lead in to another person's house, and that was like kind of like their yard essentially, even though it was like woods. So like the kids would always, like, the lady would get kind of mad, like all these kids were like technically going into her yard all the time. So she told them that if they go further enough, there's quicksand there, and it will suck them in. And they believed it for years. And my mom told me the same story. I literally believed that shit until I was like 12 years old. Like, I'm like, yeah, they got quicksand over there, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's weird. It's like a weird natural phenomenon. I don't know. And it's like, I'm an idiot, but like, and
yeah, it's like, I wonder how real quicksand actually is. So,
well, it does exist. It does, but it doesn't really suck. There's no such thing where quicksand can literally just suck in.
Yeah, it's not like sucking you down like it does in Scooby-Doo or Gilligan's Island or something. No. Okay.
What it does though is that if you go, because there are some places like deserts in the world where it's really strong, so like you could get your foot stuck in there and not be able to get out without basically getting a rope and pulling you out.
Yeah.
So technically you could die because you just can't leave.
But it's not going to like swallow you.
No, there's nothing like that at all that exists.
Unless there's like a big, like you got a lot of loose sand somewhere and there's a big ditch or something, you could probably fall into that, and that would.
Well, yeah, that's different. Or a sandstorm might cover you with sand, but you're not going to sink into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
the other thing is everybody always seems to sink slowly in something called quicksand.
And also, too, the more you struggle, the faster you get sucked in. That should have been a dead giveaway right there. Like, why would that matter? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. So according to Wikipedia, quicksand is a trope of adventure fiction, particularly in film, where it is typically unrealistically depicted with a suction effect that causes people or animals that walk into it to sink until fully submerged and risk drowning. This has led to the popular perception that humans can be completely immersed and drown in quicksand. However, this is physically impossible. According to a 2010 article by Slate, this gimmick had its heyday in the 1960s when almost 3% of all films showed characters sinking in clay, mud, or sand. 3% of all films.
Wow. Okay, that might not seem like a lot, but like we're talking literally of thousands of films throughout the world. Not just America, like the whole world of cinema.
That's hilarious. So anyways, back to the show here. The last thing that happens here is that Mike resolves to improve his training now and build his own stripe. And then elsewhere, we see Eclipso assume the form of that little boy Bruce that we saw in the first episode of the season.
Oh, God.
Walking around and then giving this creepiest fucking laugh I've ever heard in my life.
I know, man. God. That's another thing, too. Another phobia I have is when children act so creepy, like, I can't take that. That just does something.
It's like Pet Cemetery or something.
It is, and the reason why I think is because children are normally seen as innocent, and then they become corrupted through age. But if you see a child who already acts like that, like that's a fucking sociopath. Like you know what I mean? Like we're just seeing the beginning of that evil personality. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? That's why I think it scares like me when he was all like skipping too, like this weird walk,
Yeah. And the fact that it was following him from behind, and it just made it even creepier, where you see a silhouette and you hear this. That was a really cool shot. Yeah.
Why does he want to take that form so much? That's what I want to know.
Makes you wonder if that's his original form or what they're doing, So yeah.
he's like a spirit though. It can't be his original. Or maybe maybe that was the first person he took.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Or whatever. Maybe he's not. Who knows what it is? They could be changing his backstory a little bit in this. Then it could be different than the comics, like they do a lot of times with these shows. Because I mean, you know, there's been changes in the characters on this show, even. So yeah,
maybe it's because he figures no one's gonna suspect the child.
Yeah,
you know, and no one's seen that child before, so no one's gonna suspect that. Because think about it, he killed Dr. Midnight's daughter, which looked like in the 1950s. No one's going to know who that kid looks like. So, you know what I mean? Like,
he could play up the whole lost little boy thing. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, what do you think's going to happen in the next episode here, Matt, speaking of that?
That might be it. He might play up the lost little boy thing.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, the Dugans might take him in. Oh, God, that would just be so fucked up.
Yeah.
And so he has all this intel then of what's going on.
Speaking of people that the Dugans took in, what happened to Green Lantern's daughter?
See, I was wondering about that because you asked last episode I think she's going to come back at some point in the show, probably near the end to do the final battle or whatever, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, why introduce the character and then, I don't know, it just seems like, I don't know, I thought we were going to get more of her. I thought we were going to get more of Starman as well, or at least, or whoever Joel McHale's playing. You know, it's like,
I mean, we have 7 more episodes, so maybe they're going to start bringing them in soon. You know, to give us more. Yeah, because like I was looking forward to, what was her name? Jennifer or Jenny?
Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but it was like Jenny, or Jade is the character, but is the superhero name she takes. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, it's weird. I mean, and also like, what about Charles McNider too? He's somewhere. We got
he's
like a couple
episodes
ago. Yeah.
Well, it reminds me too. So the Shade got mortally wounded by by Eclipso.
Yeah,
and he kind of like, did he die or did he just go into like the Shadow Realm or something?
Well, he just left. They showed him like he wasn't dead or anything. They showed him kind of just recovering somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Like he blipped himself somewhere else, sort of thing. But
he went to the office area, and but it looked like he was bleeding pretty badly.
But I don't think he's dead or anything, because they would have shown him die. At least he's not dead yet, you know. And, but it's the first time anybody's been able to hurt him, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the next episode, which hopefully we'll cover soon. Any other thoughts here before we wrap things up, Matt?
No, I think no, I can't think of anything right now. Yeah.
Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode, folks. If you did, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or anywhere you can review the show. That'll help people find us. I'd really appreciate that. I mean, I'm not being facetious here. I do really appreciate it. And I'd like for you to check out our all2real2.com website. You can find links to all of our stuff there, like our TeePublic and our Patreon and YouTube channel and our Facebook group, All2Real2 podcast group.
Our tube?
Yep. Yeah, our TikTok, which I have no idea what we're doing with. I've got one video up there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's just it's just advertising one of our former episodes.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's all.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
As Dennis Reynolds says, you know, we're 5-star men, so give us a 5-star, please.
Yes.
You know,
you should always follow the advice of Dennis Reynolds.
Almost never followed the advice of Dennis Reynolds. But like, unlike Dennis, though, we won't like fall apart if you don't give us a 5-star, so that's okay.
Yes.
You know, we're not gonna like have like a breakdown or anything like that.
Yes, we will not.
No.
Anyways, folks, hope you enjoyed this, like I said, and do me a favor and get vaccinated if you haven't.
Please.
Yeah. Believe science, not your third cousin's friend from high school. and that you saw on Facebook or whatever. You know, wear a mask, wear a condom. That won't help with COVID, but you know, just do it anyways.
Oh.
Anyways, till next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.